Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Mad love for tuning into this one. Stellar Blade is just the gift that keeps on giving, man. It's been one full year since this masterpiece of a game dropped, and it's aging like a fine wine. But the adventure of Eve and friends is not over yet. Next month in June is the long-anticipated PC release of Stellar Blade. And of course, for the loyal PlayStation fans, we're getting an incredible collaboration DLC with Shift Up's mobile game, NIKKE.
Oh yeah. It's all coming together.
The PC release has been a hot topic ever since this game first came out. It'll actually be really interesting to see how Stellar Blade performs on PC, with a full year separating it from the initial PlayStation 5 release. I mean, everybody already knows the story at this point, so it's not like that's gonna be a main draw, but the gameplay experience, and of course, the character designs should be a major appeal. And naturally, people just can't wait to get freaky. The mods are about to go so hard!
Don't let your kids watch it!
The developers said they actually expect the PC release to be even bigger than the PlayStation drop, which by all accounts was a success for a first-time developer making a AAA title with over 1 million copies sold worldwide. Will it do Black Myth Wukong numbers on Steam? Likely not, but I think it will still perform very well, and yeah, probably even better than on PlayStation. This NIKKE DLC is something I am really hyped for, and it should be releasing for PC players too. They're both coming out in June, so I'd assume the PC launch is coinciding with the PlayStation update, and they'll both get it. The NieR Automata DLC was a huge hit with the cosmetics, although it did catch some criticism for not really introducing much new playable content. There wasn't any new maps or new skills or anything like that. It was just the NieR cosmetics and some new music, which I very much enjoyed. I'd happily dish out another $10 for something like that, but the NIKKE DLC is a whole other animal. For the uninitiated, Goddess of Victory NIKKE is the developer's big moneymaker. It's their gacha game, where you collect gun-toting android waifus. Like Pokemon, you make up a team and then send them into battle against monsters and machines. It's great, and you'd think it's nothing but gooner bait until you actually pick it up and try it, and the game starts playing your emotions like a guitar. NIKKE is an outstanding mobile title. Highly recommend it if you're into that kind of thing, but for Stellar Blade, it means skins on skins on skins. The trailer for the DLC came out a few months ago, and in it we can clearly identify 6 different skins inspired by NIKKE, all modeled after different characters in the game. The 6 we can see are Rappi, Anise, my personal favorite, Alice, Modernia, Dorothy, and Scarlet. But there may or may not be more that just wasn't shown in the trailer. This is all Shift Up's property, so they can add as much or as little as they want. We also know we're getting a new boss fight that will very likely be against Mon in Oracle's Chamber. When I played through the game the first time, I was actually really surprised we didn't get to fight him. He seemed to be a perfect candidate to be a big boss battle. Better late than never in this case, and this means we'll have one more battle in the boss rush mode. There was some speculation that the new boss was going to be something from NIKKE, maybe one of the big machines or something like that, but Mon honestly makes more sense. And I'm actually guessing his boss fight was cut content that maybe the developers couldn't finish in time for the game's initial release. I'm guessing it's been done for a while now, and they were just waiting for the opportunity to drop it, and this is perfect. Skins and a new boss fight are not the only thing we're getting though. There's also an entirely new playable area that was not in the base game. It's this area that we see in the trailer with all the pink cherry blossoms. It's a pure vibe, and I have no idea what to expect from this, so cannot wait to explore. The NIKKE DLC will be massive compared to the NieR Automata one, and I think it'll get a lot more eyeballs back on this game, which is deserved. Because I've had this feeling for a while now that Stellar Blade kind of shook up the video game industry. A little bit, at least. Before this game, there was a kind of taboo feeling surrounding attractive women in video games. I mean, we had Final Fantasy VII Remake before Stellar Blade, with Tifa, Aerith, Yuffie, other fan favorites, and plenty of older games have hot women in them, so it's not like Stellar Blade did anything unique here. But because the ecchi style protagonist is front and center and so unapologetic about it, I've noticed the trend start to pick up in more recent game releases. We've had several gacha games pop up since Stellar Blade that really capitalize on ecchi characters. Games like Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, The First Descendant. They definitely rode the wave that Stellar Blade started by being so unapologetic with its character design, and I am all here for it. Even other games like the newly released Expedition 33, or upcoming titles like Tides of Annihilation and Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, all feature strong and beautiful women, and I think we have Eve and Stellar Blade to thank in large part for it. On a side note, I'm especially looking forward to Wu Chang and this new Snow White game called Swords and Slippers. My god, it's all gooner bait, but what are you gonna do? I'm a guy. I like girls and swords. It is worth pointing out too that these games that feature these attractive characters, they cultivate a fandom of respect, which might sound insane, but it's actually true. Look at something like Nier Automata and the character 2B. Rule 34 has been very kind to 2B. She's kind of everywhere, and she's beloved, but despite that, when I see fans of Nier talking about her and other characters, there's a level of reverence and respect for them. It definitely comes from playing the game and getting attached to the characters, but rarely do I ever see fans discussing her like she's just a piece of meat. The same is true for Eve, and after playing through this game so much, I feel that. Eve is still insanely hot. I'm not saying she's not. But after a while, there is a desensitization to the sexy stuff, and you just start seeing the characters for who they are. The sexy is just a nice little bonus on top of it. I also resent the idea that dudes don't like women in their video games. It's such a stupid talking point when all the games I just listed that were inspired by Stellar Blade feature attractive women, and these games are on a lot of wish lists. Let's be real. Men, for the most part, have no issue with it. We just don't want crappy games, is all. It doesn't matter who I'm playing as much. And Shift Up is definitely not in the business of making crappy games. In fact, the future of both NIKKE and Stellar Blade seems really optimistic if we're taking Shift Up's CEO at his word. He had an interview with the Tokyo Games Show last year where he talked a little bit about both games, and the translation may not be perfect, but he said this: "We recently went public, we as in Shift Up, and we aim to present a slightly different image from other listed companies. Currently, the NIKKE title is receiving great love, but we are well aware that maintaining this position is very challenging. We will not hastily undertake new or diverse projects, but will invest to make our existing titles even more attractive. We will continue to develop Stellar Blade to become a good IP and plan to gradually expand regionally and across platforms. We are bringing in good people to expand our pipeline, and we will be making games in areas beyond Stellar Blade and NIKKE. But rather than producing a large quantity, we focus on bringing together talented individuals to create high-quality products." So Shift Up's goals are quality over quantity right now, and right there he confirms Stellar Blade will continue to receive support. This may or may not mean more DLC in the future, but I know a sequel is definitely on the table. I think they're gonna wait to see just how well the PC release does before committing to anything else, so hopefully it makes a massive splash. Shift Up is also working on a new title, codenamed Project Witches, and I think this is a completely separate IP, but like the CEO said, they're not trying to make a huge catalog of games right now. Stellar Blade and NIKKE already have a high quality threshold, so I have a lot of trust in this developer to keep making good decisions. I mean, they've already given me one of my favorite games of all time, so they've got my support by default. You know, every so often a game comes out that a player forms a deep emotional connection with. No matter what, win or lose, you just feel good playing it. The music hits you right in the feelings. There's a nostalgic safety that you feel while you play it. For the longest time, for me, that game was, and still is, Kingdom Hearts. There's just something that happens inside when I play that game. You ever want to see a grown man cry? Put on Simple and Clean and let me watch the Sea Salt Ice Cream Trio. Waterworks. But Stellar Blade, it gives me that exact same feeling. The music especially just does something to me. It's powerful, man. This game is phenomenal, and I am very happy to be a fan of it. Cannot wait for this NIKKE DLC. Guys, if you're just as hyped for it as I am, drop a like on this video and consider subscribing for more video game content. Let me know in the comments which NIKKE skin you're anticipating the most. I need that pink bodysuit for Alice. Gimme, gimme, gimme! Alright guys, that's it for this one. Shout out to you for making it this far. This has been Star. Keep shining, baby.